How's he been?
Good, really good. Yeah, not too much complaining. Like he's just kind of at that phase where when we have him on this thing, he's perfectly
Sure.
healthy.
Yeah.
You can tell it's a big difference in hearing if you're walking him without it. Then he knows he can like pull a little more.
Yeah, exactly.
Sniff a little more.
I think we had him on way too high of a setting last time, or I accidentally had the continuous one when we was
Yeah.
Oh.
So you can, well, we're teaching something new today.
Yeah.
So we always reset the number.
Reset it.
Let's go down to like 22.
22. Got it.
And then you can flip this to the same link here. We're going to leave both leashes on them. And I was going to have pierogies at Oz Park, but since that changed, I'm going to have a snack.
Yeah, no, you're good. I haven't had lunch today.
Oh, sure, no problem.
No. How's this day working out?
Good. Yeah, our shoes are bad. Really, it's like we kind of said that he was fairly well with.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do is start conditioning him that this not just means to like not move and to walk with you, but to come to you. Okay. So it's not as simple as saying come and then promoting him. We have to teach him. Okay. So we're gonna. Does he have any concept of recall at all?
Like what? Like come?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's essentially say come for come.
Yeah,
come
it's
go.
selective.
Selective.
It's
Sure.
definitely selected.
Yeah.
Depending on distraction and stuff.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna forget about the word for now. Okay. So we're gonna teach the behavior first, and then in the second half of the class we'll start to layer in the word. Because let's say you said come right now, and he went to you. It gives us nothing to teach. Okay. So who's gonna go first?
This leash.
The longer one, and I'll actually have you hold the shorter one. Excuse me. Maybe I should eat beating. Crackers. So what you'll do, Sam,
Yeah.
is go to the, you're gonna have the leash like so, and go to the end of it, so you get like the full, that's a 30-foot leash. That's good. And then let me have you angle out this way a little bit. That's good. This way you don't walk into that. So what you're gonna do is, if you pull back on your leash here, pull back a little bit. Do you feel tension there? Yeah. Right? So you can tell like he's got tension on his collar, right? So we want to time that with the remote. So we're not going to say the word, but there has to be some kind of directional pressure. So at 22, you add pressure, and then you start tapping. Okay. The moment we see Vito moving towards Sam, you would let the leash go, and if you want to put that holder, you want to remove it so it doesn't break, because it'll be dragging on the floor. As soon as we see Vito moving towards Sam, you'll let the leash go, and you're going to start moving backwards. Okay. Now, as he's moving to you, you would stop tapping and just bring in your leash. Okay. If he stops short or goes the wrong way, you would continue moving back and tapping. But if he moves off away from you, you'd want to turn to face him, and then tap and move back. Okay. So during this exercise, you will always be facing Vito, but moving away from him.
Yep.
Okay.
And as long as he's coming towards me continually, then I don't have to move back. I'm really
Correct.
Really
Yeah. So it's typically you'll take a few steps back, like 2 to 3, and then once you see that happening, you can stop, and you stop promoting as well. And then if he makes a detour, gets confused, then you would pick back up again.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the reason why we reel in that leash is as he gets closer to you, you're just limiting his range of motion. Because if you leave it completely slack, you would have a 30-foot radius around you, and he's going to be going all over the place. Okay. So it just makes it a little bit more simpler.
Makes sense.
So as you feel that tension, go to start to go tap, 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 tap. Let's go to put it to 28. Tap, 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 tap. 35.
Actually, it was just at 31, so should I go to 40 maybe?
Let's try 38. There you go. Now back, tap, 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 and drop. And back, reel in, tap, 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 tap. Good, reel in your leash. Back, tap, tap. Good, reel it in. Good, back tap. And braid. Good. You'll say break. Break. And bring them back. Rebecca, is it? Yep, so we'll reset.
Yeah.
That was good.
You want me to hold the short one for now, or do you want?
You the long one.
I'll do one more?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll do 4 more with you, and then we'll do a batch with you, then we'll take a break, and then we'll do the next part.
You want me to go down that way, or have?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I just want to move a little bit more
Yeah.
this way. You don't walk into the people.
Okay.
That's good. And then when you're ready,
Keep it on 38 still?
yeah. Tap, 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 tap. Good. Yep, and reel in. Good. And tap, tap, tap. Good. Tap, yep. Good.
Good boy.
And praise.
Good boy.
Good
Break.
more. Good boy. 3 more.
Good boy. I'll do a couple more then she'll do a couple, or?
3 more.
Yeah. Go, Vito. Like we said, when he's got it on, it's just he's definitely. You want to take him this way back?
That's why I say it's like a cop on a collar.
Yeah.
There's no escaping it.
Yeah.
Yep. Good. Good. Tap that. Good.
Is it okay if his direction maybe isn't obviously like a completely clean line? Good. Good. That's not like problematic really or anything.
Because since he's a little nervous,
He's gonna kind of veer off a little. Yeah.
once he gets more comfortable and understands, it'll be more straightforward.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 more.
Go break.
Good. Tap. Good. Tap back. Good. Good. And praise.
Good boy. Good boy. Good
1 more.
All right. Break.
So it's getting more direct, and you're needing to do less,
Yeah.
right? So you're starting to associate now.
Sure.
Oh, keep going. Tap, back, tap. Good. Yep. Good. Good. And praise. And a boy.
Good boy.
Because it's supposed to swap handlers.
Did a good job, T. Do you want to bring this over there, or you want to stay here?
I'll just sit here.
Good boy, V. Good boy. Okay, come on. Break.
I'm thinking I might need. Just move more this way. Just pull. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. Sorry. Because there's the people over there.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. Any questions before you start?
So I just start by tapping.
Yeah, so you're gonna,
Okay.
so here, go ahead and move back. So stand where you are, Sam, and you can feel the tension there, right? So, and I don't know if you saw, when you put tension on him, he looked like this, because he's starting to tie it together with the remote.
Okay.
So the tension directs him on what to do, where to go, to turn that off, okay?
Okay.
So as soon as you feel it, you then start tapping, and the moment you see Vito moving towards you, you would stop, and then just reel in the leash. If he pauses, then you start again.
Okay.
Okay? Yep, tap, 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 and then reel in your leash. Tap, tap, and back. She wants to walk backwards. Yep, walk back. There you go. You got it. Right there. That's good.
Oh no.
Yep, you're okay. Keep going. You're good. Right there. That's good. And hold. And praise.
Good boy.
And a boy. 4 more. That was good.
Good boy, V. Good boy.
I forgot about the deck.
Break.
Yep.
You got it.
Yeah, you can let it go.
Yeah.
And then just grab the handle.
Break. Break.
Just keep walking. Pull him. Pull, pull, pull,
Break.
pull, 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 pull. There he goes. And a boy. Good boy. Tap. Yep, tap. Good. And back. 1, 2. Wait right there. Good. And praise. And a boy.
Okay.
Good boy. Good boy.
Good. 3 more.
Break. Sorry, a little.
It's alright. This
Okay.
is like
Break.
the most messy command for the long leash.
Oh no.
Break. Come on, V.
Okay. There we go.
Right.
Good. And back. 1, 2, 3. That's good. Now here, back tap. Back tap. Good. Wait. Now praise. And a boy.
Let's tangle this.
Good boy.
Let's try switching. Sam, hold them there, and then we'll have Rebecca come this way.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, no.
There you go. Good. Back. Good. Wait. Yep. Good. 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 Back tap. Good. Good. And praise. We're going to do 1 more, and then we'll give them a break. Break. Yep. Back, tap, tap, back, tap. Good. There it is. Back, tap. Good. Tap, tap. Good. Right there. And praise. Good boy. Excellent. So, you see him speeding up now, right? He's moving faster. Now it's more direct. So it's just that nervousness that he gets from the pressure. Yeah.
allows him to go a little off course, right? I really just care about the dog return. Okay, as long as it's not a big exaggerated pan out, I'm fine with it, and it typically clears up on its own. So now he's learning there's another answer to remote pressure. So dogs see things in pictures, and that's how they interpret what the contraction means. So like if you're walking with Vito, and like if I'm Vito and this is you, and he's lagging, and you tap him, he wants to go back to this. Okay, that's what his association should be.
Yeah.
And if you're standing and you stop moving, tap would then mean put your butt down.
Yeah.
Okay, so life looks very specific. So here, when he's at a distance of you, again, it looks very specific that when he feels the tap, he's going to interpret it as, oh, I'm supposed to come back.
For sure.
So very important is the moving backwards, because let's say Vito were to get out of earshot or you can't hear you and you remote him, his first thing should be, where's mom and dad?
Yeah.
Right? So if he's too far out and he sees you but he can't hear you but you're doing this, that's his visual cue of you need to return to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why, like to this day with my dogs, I will call them and do always about 2 to 3 steps back. Okay, if I don't have the dog's attention, I'm remoting until I get the attention, and then I'll start moving back once they see me, because then they'll lock in.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a permanent thing. Once he's moving towards you, you're fine. There's been a couple of times where Vito landed a little bit off.
Yeah.
Most people would come in, good boy, okay, but that's not a recall. He has to come all the way here.
Yeah.
Part of the reason is if you call Vito and allow him to land there, over time what ends up happening is the dog will come and they'll slow down and they'll be like, hello, then they go bye, and then pick up and leave again. Okay? But when it's direct all the way here, we don't get that problem.
Yeah.
Okay? Also, it makes him less likely to either not do it, or if you're calling him up with distractions, he's gonna be more reliable.
Sure.
Okay? So like if he's barking at squirrels in the tree and I call him, I want him to come here and not leave my side. He should be here until I give him permission to. Okay? So always, he has to be within 2 to 3 feet of you. I don't care where, front, right, left, back. Sometimes I'll go between your legs. I don't care, but in the immediate space. Okay? Questions so far?
No.
So what we're gonna do now is same thing, but we're gonna add in the command of come. I typically say name first and then the command. So Vito, come, and then tap, tap, and the moving backwards. Okay? Questions?
No.
All right, who's gonna go first?
Sure. Give it a try since I already have him.
Break. I don't see. It's weird. He always goes to my left side now, just because we've always been.
Yeah, it's just default.
Vito, come.
Good. And back. 1, 2, 3. That's good. Now, did you get a tap in there?
I did it. After I said Vito, come, I tapped it twice.
Okay, good, good. So I forgot to mention, let's say you call Vito and he responds and you tap too late, right? What do you think might happen?
He might think that's not what I'm supposed to do, right?
Correct.
Yeah, like I cut in better.
Right. So then what would happen is you tap him too late and then Vito would go the opposite way.
Yeah.
If that happens, you keep remoting and then you move back to direct him like nobody, like you still come back, okay?
Okay.
So when you do call him at this stage, always apply the remote,
Yeah.
even if he's already responding, because you're trying to force that issue to happen.
Makes sense.
Okay, because once he's completely off leash, you no longer have the means of making him do it.
Yeah.
That we're trying to work through that little problem now while we still have him on in this phase.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Vito, come.
Good. Grace, that's fine. Let me, Sam, I'll have you hold it.
Yeah.
Because that one looked like he left just a second before you called him. And then also, I'm going to have you project more.
Okay.
Okay? So like right now, like we have the wind and everything. I can hear you, but it's very subtle. You don't have to be like people tend to go like to go lower.
Yeah.
You actually want to go higher,
Okay.
right? So Vito come will carry over traffic and wind, so that he can pick up.
Okay.
Hear you, okay?
Or you want her to go this way, Jesse, then? And then
Sure, we'll switch it up. We'll do 3 more, then we'll swap.
Vito, come.
Back, tap, good. Hold. Back, tap, tap. Good. Right there. Good. Hand praise. And a boy. Good job. Do 2 more.
I know, I realized it was. Thought it was swim.
Chunk
break.
there. He's all leaning on you.
Yeah. Break.
Good.
Vito, come.
Back. 1, 2, 3. Hold. And a boy.
Yeah, he's definitely used to like the come because he does like if we're in the house room we say Vito come, he'll obviously come to us, but it's not like if he's outside or something,
Sure.
we're walking obviously
There's something going on.
distractions, he doesn't really.
We'll do 1 more, then swap.
Break.
Is he a mal mix? What was his mix again?
So we think he's got, I don't know, his sister, so we don't really know what he is exactly, but his sister, who looks pretty much very identical to him, but it's all black, she was 50% German Shepherd and 25% American Bulldog. Yeah, which I don't know.
Right, because the way he walks and like pants and his ears and
Yeah.
tail, I see Malinois. Do you see that?
Malinois, yeah, Belgian. That's exactly what I see when I see him. Like obviously, maybe like a little bit slender version of that, but
Yeah. I mean, I can see Shepherd too,
Yeah.
but definitely not Bulldog.
no, not at all.
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate the test was or whatnot, but yeah, because I've heard that. What's it? Oh, did I do something wrong?
No, because he started walking away. I was gonna say step on it because
Oh.
he got away before.
Assumed that it was time.
Yeah, let's go ahead and reset. You're fine. What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna
I'll
say.
just go
'Cause
over here.
I've heard is it true that female is the one that wins off a male dog and then
That I've not heard of. I don't know about breeding,
Yeah.
but that
isn't that
I'd
what-
have to look into that.
Someone at the shelter.
Someone at the
lady
shelter.
at the shelter did that.
That's why she's like, okay, so these are, unless you were just lying to us just to make us buy
You'd be
the dog.
surprised. People, I'd have to look into it.
Yeah.
I've not heard about it, but I don't know much about breeding and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Or when dogs mate.
Go over here.
Yeah. Did she have one more?
She's got 1 more,
Yeah,
yeah.
that one-
So
that
he,
one's
so
got
go
one.
ahead and hold the leash, the short leash, until she calls him, because he prematurely just like turned around and was like, I'll just like do this before mom says anything.
Yeah.
Get up.
That's good.
Vito, come.
There you go. Now tap. Yep. And back. 1, 2, 3, and hold. And a boy. Good. Now we'll swap. You ever heard of that?
No, I'm back. No, don't. Yeah. I didn't call it that.
So that's why we
My
have the
bad.
second leash.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that. Yeah.
Vito, come.
Yep. Back. Good. 1, 2, 3. Wait.
on a leash.
Good. Yeah, and praise.
Good boy, V.
Good boy.
Yeah, he's definitely getting a little more used to
The exercise.
yeah, because he's not shaking as much as he was.
Yeah, when they're
Earlier.
first learning something,
That's
it's
when
not
they're-
uncommon,
yeah.
you know, and then as you work with them more and more, it gets, they get familiar with it.
Vito, come.
Yep, back. Good. And what's our number now again?
38.
Good boy, Vito.
Good boy, That's a good boy.
You still want us tapping at the initial?
Yeah, so
Okay.
at this phase, every time you call them, there will be at least one immediate tap.
Yeah. Okay. Vito, come.
Tap, back, tap, good. There we go, better. I like that speed.
Yeah, he's cruising now.
There you
He's
go.
like, please just end it.
Good, two more. Good boy. It's a good boy.
That's fine. Just 1 second, let myself think.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Vito, come.
Good. Tap back, good job. Tap back, good. Tap,
Vito,
tap,
come.
tap, good. Perfect. Good. And a boy. And last one.
You got a little comfortable that time. I'll go that way.
When he came to your side?
Well, I just think he got a little more comfortable.
Oh,
He
sure.
just
When he
kinda
was like, oh, this
sat down.
looks
Yeah.
good now.
What does that kind of mean when he does something like that? It's like he's doing it like really good, obviously for he did.
Oh,
really-
and then they like make a.
and then like all of a sudden they just
Because the
kinda-
brain's still processing,
Yeah.
it's not uncommon. It's like I get dogs that do really well, and all of a sudden it's just like,
Yeah.
right? We just work them through it, and then they pick
Yeah.
it back up again.
Yeah.
But that's why it's all about consistency. Where like with the long leash, you can make him come back,
For sure.
right? If we didn't have that, it gets really hard. But that's how dogs learn. So even if I didn't do remote collar, the fact of like if I say sit and the dog doesn't sit, and I just like make them sit with my hands,
Yeah.
the dog's just like, all right, well, even if I try to ignore it, you still make
Yeah.
me do it.
I know we're doing this exercise in a park, but would this be okay to even do it on like the alley in the side of our house?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Just,
Yeah. When you do your training, you always want to think that your training's only as good as the environment you're practicing,
Yeah.
right? So if you want to get them able to do this at the dog park, because this is not realistic.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to be sitting at the dog park, one on each hand, just calling Vito back and forth, right?
Yeah.
He's going to be free. He's going to be playing, right? This is just the foundation, just to teach him what he's supposed to do, and how that turns off, and how this all works, and then we start building up to the dog park level.
Yeah.
Okay. If all you have is going to the alley and practicing, that's fine. But then when you do have the opportunity to go, elsewhere,
For sure. I'm just not sure if the dog park by us is like currently.
it's been, I know it's on by the expressway.
Yeah.
I see like a dog there.
I do too.
Once a
I don't
blue
know
moon-
if
once
it's like
blue moon now.
open. We could do it, or we probably should do this exercise. Is probably on Logan Boulevard. How they have all those green patches.
Yeah,
and
they
stuff.
do. Yep, yep.
I think that might be a good spot.
You can
maybe
do
to
that. Yep.
Vito, come.
Tap tap. Good.
Boy.
And a boy. Yeah, he's looking a lot more relaxed now. Very good.
Good boy.
You want to give him a break?
Break.
Good. So we're gonna let him rest for a second, just to, so you can kind of process what happened right now.
Yeah.
But all that was good.
Yeah.
The speed, there was one in particular where I was like, well, I like that speed, it was good. But right now, since he's learning, I'm not too worried about it, but it's something that we want to work on, okay? And you might get faster speed simply by practicing throughout the week, like we're doing here, or we might have to put more power behind it, okay? So the reason why speed is important is if Vito is chasing a squirrel and I call him and he's got a very slow, lax kind of return, is that it's not enough or it's not important enough for him to detach from the squirrel and think, I need to get back. So speed equals urgency, okay? So we can either get it through more repetitions or we get it through power.
Yeah.
So that one that I saw was much better, but still not what I'm looking for at the end. Like, I'm sure you know how fast Vito can run, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure
very
it's pretty
fast.
fast. And I don't need to get that exact speed,
Yeah.
but we know he's capable of that much.
Yeah, we want him to move pretty good, right?
Correct, right? So the idea is if he's chasing something and I call him, it's turn on a dime and I'm back.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's where the speed is important. So, you know, I mentioned that what we're doing here is not realistic, right? So when you do your recall training, you want to create as realistic a situation as possible for a contact.
Yeah.
So like, let's say you walk to the green patchy area, you have your leash, whatever, you know, Vito's in heel, and you see an area with a lot of squirrels, and I know he likes squirrels or pigeons or whatever, and let's say there's squirrels on that tree, right? I would stop, he sits down, I clip him to his long leash. If you want to make it longer, clip his short leash to your longer one, right? And then, did I send you the videos on how to use the long leash?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'll send them to you.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's something I call the trainer hold. So in case the dog hooks it, you're not going to get rope burn. Okay, and all you do is if you have the handle, if you loop the handle over your thumb and go like this, it locks the leash. Okay, so, and I'll tell Vito break and let him run to the tree.
Yeah.
The more he does that, the longer he's engaged with those squirrels, the less engaged he is with you, the more disconnected he gets. He starts to like phase you out. So I always tell people like a kid playing video games. You know, I remember growing up, my mom would tell me something, I'm like, okay, Mom, and I would completely like just not process it.
For
And
sure.
she's like, did you clean your room? Like, no. I was like, I told you, and I was like, when you're playing games.
Yeah, right. She probably might say the same thing about me right now. Tells me something and I just paying attention to something else.
Exactly. It's the same thing with the dog, right? So they get more disconnected.
Yeah.
So we want to train him that when he's doing something, that you may need him to do something else.
Yeah.
Right. So I like to use things like that. So I might give him 3 to 5 minutes barking up that tree or whatever, and then Vito come. Okay. Now I can make it happen.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna get like where he comes back, but then he turns because he wants to go back to the squirrels, and then you keep working him through it until he returns all the way.
Yeah.
Then the next thing I'll do is I'll wait a little bit, and then he'll be kind of impulsive maybe of like I want to go back to that activity. I'll wait, make him hold it, and then after a few seconds, break, and I can let him go right back to it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is this like, I mean, since I know we're using the long leash, but is this technically like an off-leash method?
Correct.
What we're doing? Okay.
Yeah. So we're building to that degree, right?
Yeah.
So for me, no matter what the owner wants, with like in terms of on or off-leash obedience, recall has to be off-leash
Yeah.
because that's when your dog is running away.
That's the worst
Right.
thing, or
Yeah.
not worst thing, but it's potentially the worst case scenario.
Yes, like the most important command,
Yeah.
right? So we do everything now with the long leash so that we can eliminate mistakes for the most part, or like, you know, him taking off, but still be able to replicate a reasonable distance of, you know, 30 feet. Because typically when a dog's away, it's out there,
Yeah.
right? So I can reward him with going right back to the squirrels, and then I could call him again, and then maybe just go into a heel and leave the situation, right? I won't just keep giving it to him. And when you do practice this, if you practice together like this you can do as much as you want because you can force him to disengage, right? You can take him and walk away with him. When you do it by yourself, you have to be careful because if you call him too much, he won't want to leave your side. He's gonna get too paranoid, okay? It's a good thing in the sense that that's what prevents dogs from taking off.
Yeah.
Because he's thinking like, oh, you're gonna call me again, there's a remote that I don't want to just take off and run towards the street.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we have to build comfort. So if you take Vito to practice at the park or the grass patch by yourself, I randomize how often I practice the recall part. So I might go and give him 30 minutes of long leash time, doing his doggy thing, and at the very end, I'll call him, good boy, leash him up, and go back home.
Yeah.
Right? The next day, I might call him 5 times within 30 minutes, and then 2 times, and then 1 time, and then 1 time,
Yeah.
and then 3 times.
Yeah.
right? I'm just varying it because if you go and you drill it out every time you go there, he's not gonna leave. He's like, oh, we're here again. There's no point in walking away because Ashley's gonna call me, right? So like kind of what you saw here with the premature leaving.
For sure.
Very similar, but he won't even want to leave.
even leave. Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's say you do that and you're cautious about how much you practice with him, but you still get that nervous, don't want to leave your side.
Yeah.
Then all we have to do is I go to the park, I put him on a long leash, I tell him break, and I just meander for 30 minutes, and he might stay next to me, and then I leash him up and I go home. And I keep repeating that. Don't even worry about the recall. Until eventually he goes, all right, you keep bringing me here.
What are you doing?
Yeah. What happens if I do this?
Yeah.
And I might not even call him, especially if it takes a lot for me to get him to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Then I keep bringing him back, let him be free before I bring him back in again. Because you always have to kind of balance things out.
Makes
okay?
sense.
So it's a problem, but it's a good problem in the sense that it keeps your dog from running away. But also it's pain in the butt when you're working by yourself and trying to practice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Questions about that so far?
Oh, well, I think it's pretty straightforward.
How do you think that you could take this exercise, right? Let's say same setting,
Yeah.
and make it more difficult? Like, what would be the next logical step for you in making this more realistic?
Some sort of distraction, or
Do distractions.
or is that, I don't know. Yeah, I was adding some sort of element of distraction in there. I don't. I'm
What
not
would
too
that
sure.
distraction look like, or what could it be?
For him, definitely be another dog or kids running around playing. Yeah, I can't really think of much else. Like you said, animals definitely up a tree or running around.
So you're thinking more so environmental, right?
Yeah,
But let's say it's just you and Rebecca and Vito,
at our house.
and this setup in your in the alley.
Yeah.
Nothing's going on with that, right? How could you take what you're doing and make it more realistic?
One of us is doing something to distract or try to distract her.
You're close. You're good.
Yeah, getting warm.
He's like, yes.
Yeah.
Getting there.
Other than him not being on the walk.
Yeah.
Not really.
Okay, that's fine. You're like, I didn't know I was being put aside.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah.
So, this is not realistic, right? It's very static.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
Yes.
Is typically when people call their dogs, the dog is running away, is chasing something, or moving something towards something they shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're always moving away from. So what you could do is, if you had Vito next to you, you would be at the end of the long leash,
Yeah.
and Rebecca grabbed the short leash and started to run away with Vito.
And then, okay, I see what you're
Right?
saying. Yeah,
So
yeah.
everything's the same, right? It's just the three of you in like a blank environment.
Yeah.
You're like, well, how do we make this more realistic?
Yeah.
Is then we do the recall as he's moving away,
I see that.
as
Okay.
opposed to as he's stationary,
Yeah.
right? That's one way to do it. Another way is like if one person takes Vito on the short leash all the way out, and it just walks with him on the inside, going around the handler,
Yeah.
and then randomly calling him in. So it's not running straight away. It's more so just moving around.
Makes
right?
sense.
Okay.
So this can cause a bit of confusion because if you're running with Vito and you tap him, he might think, move in closer. And there was a couple of times when he tapped that he turned around to the person behind him. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah.
I did notice that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? Because he was thinking you're closer.
You say, yeah, you're right there. Okay.
Yeah. So this helps him clarify a bit of going to the other person, but also disengaging with whatever it is he's doing. Okay? So these are just things to think about.
Yeah.
Because if you go somewhere intending like, oh, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on, and it's barren,
Yeah, and then
well, it's like, all right, well, what are you going to do? Right?
Yeah,
That's
right.
something that you can do together that's more realistic and it's still pushing it to the next degree. Okay? In this stage, it's always with the long leash in your hand. Okay? So when we do off-leash training, we have the phases. We do the short leash to the long leash dragging, to no leash enclosed environment, to no leash unenclosed environment. Okay, so there's like a process.
yeah.
So like the next thing would be like the dog park.
Yeah.
You know, as you get there. because you're trying to prove what he's learned, but also there's going to be a lot of mistakes. He's going to get confused. You have to work up through the confusion. But not just that. Like earlier, his leg got tangled up, and you guys, oh, Vito, right? And you like untangled him.
Yeah.
But I would use that
Yeah.
and make him work through it.
Okay.
Okay, because it's just a leash tangle. And maybe he's like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, you still got to come to me, buddy.
There might be that distraction
Yeah.
or,
In life.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
issue situation in life. Yeah.
So I take advantage of those things. Now, one thing I will point out is I did have a client that before their training, they would take their dog on a long leash and let them play with dogs in like a little field like this because they didn't want the dog to run away. And the leash wrapped around the dog's leg and it broke the dog's leg. Okay. Now there was a lot going on there, so always watch. If it's, and this happened just the other day, I saw the leash wrap around a certain way. I'm like, that doesn't look good. Remove it.
Yeah.
So we stop. We reset. But if it's just a little tangle,
Let them work through.
I work through it, and I just keep moving away because at some point, leash pressure is going to guide him,
Yeah.
and it's going to help incentivize him to move forward.
Yep.
But those are little things that are realistic, or help create more realistic environments. Because when he's panicking and running away because he's scared of something he heard, like, and you have no leash on him, all you have is that remote. It's very similar.
Makes sense.
Okay. So it's like having a fire escape plan and hoping there's never a fire. You know, and
Yeah.
even if a fire happens, you're not going to be perfect.
No.
You're still going to be nervous and scared and messing things up.
But you're better prepared. At
Yes,
least.
same exact thing. Okay. Questions?
I don't think so.
So what we'll do here is we're going to do a few more of the recalls, and then we're going to start doing the stay. Okay. We covered stay last time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, where we went in front of them and yep.
Correct.
Yep, yep.
So here, because Vito can land in any position, I just go by whatever's closest. So if he lands on my right side, I give the stay with my right hand and then
Yeah.
pivot out with my left leg, so opposite of what we did.
Generally, this is it's so weird now. I don't know if it's an uncomfortable thing that he just wants to be on our left side all the time.
It's from the remote,
remote
and it's
and
just
the training we've done.
consistency.
Yeah.
So it's nothing bad. You know, I
Yeah.
see it happen quite a bit. Is you'll do a recall. He'll come to you, let him settle with the sit first, give your stay, and I don't want you to say stay and then walk out 30 feet. Okay? We have to build them up to that.
So maybe you walk out 10 feet.
Yeah, and then you'll grab your leash higher up. You can even grab like the shorter leash,
Yeah.
switch, and then just do a quick walk around, and then we'll start to gradually build it further. Okay?
Yeah. Do you want to do the long leash or? Well, we're just doing regular recalls right now,
Correct.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. Feel myself getting paid.
It's
Yeah. There you go.
Sorry.
Yeah, so Vito come, right? And you'll do everything the same. Once he arrives, we'll get the sit. If he lays down, I'm not going to worry about it for now. You'll give the stay, and then step out, and then keep it within that short leash range.
Come, Vito.
He's like, no, about to lay down. Back cap, good. That's better speed. Atta boy, look at that. Right, gonna hold there. And then, there you go.
Stay.
Good. And then back to a side. Up, tap, tap. Good. And then break.
Break.
Good. And then reset.
Maybe should I grab the short leash when I do the stay?
You
or?
can do that one. Yep.
Yeah, because it just got like you said, though, work that out, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
eventually, you know, because we're going to be making things harder, that we have to make something else easier, kind of balance it out.
Yeah.
So that's why I said just keep it close proximity.
Yeah. Come,
Vito.
Good. There you go. Yep, back tap. Good. Tap back. Good. Very good. That's okay.
Stay.
Very good.
Good boy.
And break reset.
Get comfortable, Vito.
We'll
Break.
do one more, then we'll swap.
You want me to maybe walk back this way or switch it
Sure.
up?
Switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, now he's actually pretty comfortable, which is good. I'd rather actually have him be comfortable than be
Yes.
like super.
That's
Or
why it's more exposure.
Yeah.
People tend to lay off, and then it keeps the dog in that stage.
Can't say I'm super nervous and crazy right now.
Yeah.
Come, Vito.
Good. Back. 1, 2, 3. That's good. Very good.
Stay.
Good.
Break.
Good. Let's swap.
Good boy.
He's like, are you ready? He was like, how about? Like, yeah, what do you want to tell me? He was delivering. They had stopped working.
Break.
Oh, was he in the area? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good. Back. 1, 2, 3. That's good. Good.
Stay.
Good. Very good. Back to the side. Good. Praise. Let's do 2 more.
You want to come back?
Sure.
You got this, Dave.
Yeah.
Vito, come.
Good. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Good.
Stay.
Good. And praise. And last one.
Good boy.
Vito, come.
Good. There you go. Look at that. Tap back. Tap. Good. There you go. Good. Right there. Good. Excellent. Tap. Walk towards them. Tap. Tap. What you're gonna do is pull in your leash. Tap. 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 Hold right there. Tap. And now you're gonna. There you go. Good. So you see how he came in?
Yeah.
Don't worry about anything. Now it's just step away.
Okay.
Yep. There you go. Like that.
Can I do it again?
No,
Or
you're fine. So I'll explain it. So why don't you do a walk around real quick?
Okay.
Good. Back to the side. Good. And break.
Great.
Good. Go ahead and bring him over here. So. So what happens is he gets confused, right? He starts moving towards you, but we're wanting him to stay in that particular spot. So if we pretend the napkin is where Vito was, right? Is that when you break position, you kick in with the pressure to tell him like, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. But he's most likely going to come to you. That's what we've been practicing.
Right.
So then I walk towards him, and he starts following you, and then I bring him back to general area. He puts his butt back down, no words, and then I step away again. Okay, so you don't have to say stay, because it's still in effect.
Got it.
Okay?
Okay.
People are very inclined to keep repeating the stuff. I just say it the one time, correct it, and leave the dog back.
Okay.
And then I move away again. Okay? If he gets up, I would tap. If he gets too far away, I would lead him back. He puts his butt back down, I step away. Okay? Eventually, what this should build to is if Vito starts to get up and you tap him from a distance, he puts his butt back down.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, so we just have to clarify it for him. And I don't need it to be exact positioning, just general area wherever he was, leading him back, and he should be able to fix himself. Okay. If he was in a sitting position originally, technically he should go back into a sitting position. Okay. Or if he was laying down, it should go back to the down. Right now, because we've only taught him so much, I'm not going to be too finicky about that. But either or, not standing. Okay, if he's standing, he's going to be very inclined to move with you as soon as you walk away. So you definitely want that butt to go down, or have him actually all the way down in that position. Okay.
Makes sense.
Questions?
No,
think so.
I'm glad that happened though, so we could go over that.
Yeah. I don't recommend doing recalls from stays. So walking Vito, telling him to stay, walking away, and calling him like this. Because one, it's not realistic, but two, it's going to create more work for you in the sense that he's going to get used to that pattern of stay, walk away, recall, that he may start prematurely following you. So then you got to fix that problem and tell him like, no, you're supposed to keep your butt there. Okay. So if you want to avoid the problem, you just don't practice that way.
For sure. Yeah.
If you don't mind fixing the problem and putting in the time to do so, no big deal.
Yeah.
But then what you want to do is, we don't want to get stuck in the habit of stay, walk away, immediate recall. So I might walk away, stop, and then move again, stop, move again, stop. I randomize when I actually call him, and then sometimes I might not even call him.
Yeah.
So he doesn't pick up on a pattern. Okay. Most people tend to do the stay, walk away, come, and the dog picks up on it. So then as soon as they walk 10 feet away, the dog's already running over to them.
Okay.
Okay? Questions?
I don't think so.
No.
Good. You did a good job.
Yeah, no, he's done really good.
Yeah.
Definitely, and I'm happy that he's definitely getting more like just calm and like right now he's not shaking or anything.
No, he's doing good. But we're operating lower than we were last time.
That's true. So we haven't hit him.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
But it's really just more exposure. You know, people get deterred when they see the shakiness and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll tell them the dogs get over it.
Of course.
We gotta,
I'm not worried about that. It's just nice to see that he's kind of getting comfortable with it. That's all.
I think it's nice.
'Cause I'd rather have him be comfortable and listening than just being like, you know.
paranoid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but if he's comfortable we're operating in it, then he's gonna, when he's comfortable, like without this on, he might listen. Will that kind of go
Depends
hand
on
in
the
hand?
settings.
Depends on the settings.
Because this here is a lot different than, you know, a backyard with a fence, right? Inside the home, it's like you're most likely going to be fine without it.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless, like, let's say, maybe you go out to the garage, you're going to have the garage door open again, right? And I'm thinking, well, what if somebody walks to the garage?
Protesters barging.
Right? But then you probably wouldn't mind.
Possibility, yeah. I'm like, all right, off leash.
Get him. Then I'd want the collar on.
No, for
Because
sure.
then I'm thinking setting where I would want control.
Definitely.
So I always think about it as you have it when you need it.
Yeah.
Most people, it's when they walk their dog's gonna be off leash anywhere, right? They take their dog to like the beach, the dog beach, or they go to like Lake Michigan, like somewhere off at the cabin house or whatever, and that there's deers and raccoons and stuff like that.
Sure.
They have the collar on, right? If I have a dog that has issues with people coming over, then before the people come over, they collar the dog up, so that's where they have the control. And a lot of times, once the dog settles in and the people are there, they remove the collar after like 15 minutes. You know, so that's all. That's all. You're just not having to always press the button. It's there so that he knows I need to behave myself.
Yeah.
But ideally, you're not having to touch it. But if life throws you something, it's not a big deal because you have that means of control.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Which reminds me, because I know there was, that stuff that we wanted to address with the kids and everything.
Yeah.
And then there was resource guarding at the dog park, right?
Yeah. So it's like possessiveness with toys and whatnot.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. So that we can probably do a Zoom for. What I would suggest is make a list of anything in the home or dog park that is concerning, because obedience and behavior are two different things, and that's really just like FYI stuff. Once you understand the concepts, it's pretty easy.
Okay.
Sorry, I keep getting a bunch of extra calls from work.
They're like, hey, no work because they destroyed everything.
Yeah, no, essentially it's so all the retail near that area is just totally busted out. Windows, cars burnt and damaged. And so I'm all for people, having their just and whatnot, but that's not, you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
You're just,
It's other people's property.
yeah, you're hurting people that have no affiliation with any of that. What are you trying to grab their attention? You're not gonna. That's not how you grab people's attention and make them want to.
It's crazy. That's why I was like, let's not do us.
Yeah.
I don't
that's a
want
good
to
call.
I don't want them jumping in my car. All right.
No, it's a good call for sure.
So we'll keep in touch about
Yeah.
next weekend if they're still in Oz.
Yeah, right. If they're still in Oz, and I mean, we've been fighting a lot of different elements during this couple months of trying to.
I know, man.
Next thing will be a hurricane or something,
Don't even jinx
hurricane
it.
Hurricane on Lake Michigan.
Awesome, but thank you guys,
no,
okay,
thank
for
you.
making a
Appreciate
last
it.
minute change,
Yeah,
and then
no,
we'll
no
keep you
question.
posted for next class.
Awesome.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
no, thank you guys.
Take care.